Hello and welcome to the second semi-final of the landscape tournament, featuring the finalists of the season, Nasmith99 and jdawson7, which I think is their first deeper run into the tournament. Yeah, they are playing a best of 6, trying to win 3.5. And we got a first board with lots of different villages. Draw in Swashbuckler. Animal Fair might provide buys later. Until then, Cobbler can gain stuff. Way of the Goat is your trashing, and Sewers is as well. Suppose those work nicely together here. And you've got Keep, so there are quite a few points on this board, namely the top castle and then 5 treasures. But it's a colony board, so those also do provide a method of scoring. So we see J. Dawson open fishing village here. I would guess you want to play with a cobbler here, and yeah, I suppose play some draw with swashbucklers, sprinkle in peddlers as you can. You'll probably empty a pile at some point and then be happy about animal fairs. Nasmith got to open cobbler border guard here, which I think is great. Better than the 4-3 or 3-4. So we see a Sewers for both of them. So I assume they want to go for double trash here. They do. And what are they getting? Border guard. I don't think you need an excessive amount of fishing villages here. They don't draw, and trashing is a little limited in the beginning. Yeah, I find Way of the Goat quite difficult to play with actually, because usually the action cards you buy, they do nice things for you, most of the time better than the trade route. But together with Sewers, they do make you trash nicely. I assume Nasmith will trash 2 states here. And they can also choose what to gain. They can border guard to clear the top of the shuffle. That seems very nice. I assume they want another action card in the deck. Presumably border guard, maybe fishing village, to make it easier to hit 5 again. Although the state trashes will do nicely there as well. So it's just another border guard. Here J. Dawson hits 5. Gets a swashbuckler, seems reasonable with the fishing villages. I assume one will get played as a goat here. But first on Nasmith's turn, it's great to see the cobbler again on top. I guess the thing to decide here is whether you want to just trash 2 coppers or do you want to cycle and buy something else. Goes for the trashing. Ooh, but only 1 copper, that's interesting. So he prefers supplies with a copper to none of those. Okay, yeah, see the double trashes. So the VP count will be a little confusing with all the keep. going on. Nasmith still has an estate left and wins the supplies. But having fewer coppers, which seems like a good thing. Here again the question, do you trash? Yeah, I don't know about second commentator, if anybody feels like stepping up. I think J-Nails might after their game.
I just finished.
Oh yeah, hello.
Join in as soon as I can find the game.
Great, so the hammer nail combo is live again. You haven't missed much. We are in turn 7. I think the biggest difference right now is that J. Dawson has a swashbuckler and Nasmith has a cobbler, which already gained a bunch. Which I think I prefer the cobbler. But here...
Get caught up in 1 second.
Yep. I don't think Kaplan was ever commentating. At least he didn't say so. Yep, he was organizing the commentators, that's for sure. So here 5. It's kind of difficult. Maybe they want a swashbuckler now. Can gain a village with cobbler next turn if they need to. A second cobbler doesn't look unreasonable to me either, and that's what they go for. I kind of like it. J. Dawson picked up their own, and they are drawing their deck here. Which certainly is nice. Can even trash coppers here and buy a peddler if they want to do that, but I assume a second cobbler for them as well. So they're both...
I agree with the second cobbler. Game's going to be limited here for a minute until pile runs out.
Yeah, so they both want the animal fairwood buys, I assume. Even though it's probably just helping one player more. But I would agree that the game is a lot more fun once you also get a plus buy in here.
Pile runs out first. Fishing villages, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh.
The border guards were a likely candidate, but like J. Dawson is super thin, doesn't need those at all anymore. Nasmith picked up a second supplies this turn with a cobbler. I would guess they trash here with their border guard. They still have quite a bunch of coppers.
Activating Swashbuckler seems kind of nice, given your limited gains. I wouldn't mind getting golds via treasure chest.
That is true. But their decks are so thin, like J. Dawson has no way to activate their Swashbuckler at the moment.
So Nasmith is strategically undertrashed.
Yeah, that actually might be a good I think like not having a second buy is usually a good reason to trash more slowly and focus on gains, I would say.
I agree with that. Mike Check wants them to take the Humble Castle, which is what, at least 6 points would keep around. We also have Colony.
Yeah, I think the colonies make you not care about it too much.
My argument for Humble Castle would mostly just be, there's not a whole lot of specific cards I desperately want either. I just kind of had my time till Animal Fair activates, I guess. I could see taking it. Not on a buy, but like on a cobbler game maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I assume they asked for cobbling the humble, so that would be the reasonable way to get it.
I think we could see play here in the end game. Easy way to take the 5 points from Copper's last turn.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Can banquet for silver supplies. That could be quite a big point swing. Um,
Possibly, Backtrack really wants the Humble Castle. And I guess if you're just adding payload stuff like supplies anyway, Humble Castle is as much this is supplies.
yeah, I think, yeah, I don't think Nasmith has the keep in mind when they buy again the supplies. I think that's just how they want to, yeah, afford higher cost cards at the moment.
Yeah, supplies is definitely, I think, the best payload for your deck at this point. Obviously, it's not a lot in total, but it's reliable.
Yep, yep. And so top decking 3 horses to turn is also pretty good. It's like a triple horn basically, without having to discard to one of the cards. Horn
Who's
of
pointing out that Horn of Plenty. Dang, I'm reading Freaky's comment now. The
yeah.
Horn, the artifact from Border Guard is nice because you can top deck the Border Guard and guarantee. You want to see the Border Guard early so you can activate your Swashbucklers.
Oh yeah, that part is true. Nasmith got their first coffers this turn. So they are trashing the coppers here. Okay, the animal fair I assume means that they're preparing for a pile to be empty? Or they might just...
early. No, why?
Yeah, that might just be way to platinum and then to greening. Maybe they don't think a pile is gonna empty, and so far every pile is at least still 5 cards, so those will take some cooperation and still a few turns to get to the buy. And now J. Dawson has not much incentive anymore to lower those piles, since they don't have their own animal fair.
You're also neglecting to play a fishing village.
Are they trying to balance them in turn?
Let's see. Oh, they got
Yeah.
one in play, so I think so.
Yeah. Could he have trashed a copper with it then? I suppose not with getting a swashbuckler.
Maybe he just doesn't want to trash the copper so he can activate.
Yeah, that
Is Smith think maybe you just take platinum and then start buying colonies? Like he needs at least one more Swashbuckler. It's what 3-1 right now. To keep that up long term, but maybe not.
yeah, I would like another swashbuckler too. Hard to gain it though.
I guess if you cash those coppers and buy a platinum, you don't have all too many top cards in your deck. You got Animal Fair, Platinum, Cobbler, Fishing Village per turn. That could be viable. You just cash the coppers, buy Platinum, start an own colony. It seems all right. The other option is maybe take one more Swashbuckler, then try to do it.
Yeah, so they don't want to play the animal fair here, or they undid it at least. That
If they want to play their animal fair as a way of the goat,
could be, but then you don't get platinum.
this might signal that they just want to get a swashbuckler.
Oh,
Third
yeah.
cobbler, interesting.
Third cobbler, yeah. So that means, yeah, he wants to empty.
Yeah, Nasmith's looking to build big.
Yep.
I guess the benefit of cobbler is it lets you empty the pile on your turn. You just empty the pile at the start of the turn, and then all of a sudden you're the first person to get a crack at the animal fair plus buy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here they can't. jdawson can't quite get the treasure chest. But that might change hands quite a bit here as well.
Ruffles likes Dawson's position. Interesting. Dawson has twice as much draw as Nasmith does. I think 3-1 swashbuckler count.
Yep.
Whereas Nasmith has an extra cobbler and extra animal fair. I don't know which of those I prefer.
Yeah. I still think Nasmith is more reliable with the horses top decked, and I think there's more bodyguards, but I'm unsure about that. So yeah, they're for sure in a quite similar position.
The border guards are split 3-3.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, maybe Nasmith can get that treasure chest here. Would need to find a swashbuckler here quite soon.
Well, Nasmith only has one swashbuckler, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, so they can only get one more coffer. So, Nasmith is second player, so if they feel ahead, that wouldn't be due to first player advantage, but in spite. Or despite, although they got the 5-2, so they got to open cobblers, which mitigates that quite a bit. Okay, so no coppers anymore. That is pretty nice, I think, with the golds coming in next turn.
Are they? What's the coppers left? jdawson has all of them?
jdawson has all the coppers, yes. I think 4? Yes, 4.
There's 4 left untrashed.
Yep, and all the cards here we don't see for Nasmith are horses, so. And jdawson will get a gold here. And, ooh, a 4th cobbler. That is
Wow.
a little surprising, but they are the gains, so.
My thought is maybe just counted it out and realizes this gets him plus by a full turn sooner. So he can take 2 border guards and then 2 more. Also kind of true for his opponent, though. I mean, they both have 1 animal fair at this point.
Yeah, so I assume they will buy a second one next turn?
Yeah, this is, I think, getting to the point where you're going to want a bunch of animal fairs.
Yeah. But if you get a bunch of animal fairs, maybe you need, at least Nasmith needs to get 1 or 2 more villages as well to support all those. Not super sure.
Yeah, I think the quandary he'll have is he can get villages from the cobblers.
Oh yeah.
He'll also need draw, because animal fair and fishing village are both stop cards. And he's got to spend his plus buy on swashbucklers.
That is true. So yeah, I certainly like Nasmith's position here. I think jdawson just has to react to Nasmith piling, emptying a pile here.
So, Colony? I don't understand why he's playing the Animal Fair normally instead of the Goat, unless he's trying to buy. It's just weird to me.
Oh yeah, you also want to play your supplies. I don't think there's a reason not to do that. I'm assuming that's just an oversight. I don't think there's any strategic reason to not play the supplies there.
Yeah, maybe he just forgot.
Yep, that's would be my belief as well. But they bought an Animal Fair, so that seems quite good. Now we see what Nasmith will do. Now I actually wouldn't be surprised at a humble castle gain, just because you have so many gains. But yeah, this turn just 2 fishing villages. And now trying to find the 2 cobblers in play, and I'm pretty sure we will see another Animal Fair buy.
I like the idea of taking a pile down to 2 because jdawson's only got the 1 cobbler, so he can't empty the pile on his turn. But Nasmith could potentially empty that next turn if he wanted. That being said, maybe is underestimating how much draw he needs, but he still only has the 1 swashbuckler. That's enough for him at the moment.
Yeah, the horses are doing well, but now the 2 more fishing villages, well, they will hurt a turn later, once they have to be drawn. But now next turn, the 2 Animal Fairs each provide a buy, so I assume it will be easy to pick up swashbucklers there.
My guess is Nasmith got the lead at this point. Not a big lead, but be able to get the plus buy. So presumably he adds in a swashbuckler too if he needs it.
Yeah, that is
kind of feels like he's stolen first player advantage.
Oh yeah. It definitely feels like he starts off dictating the game pace now with that.
And now surely jdawson trashes these last 2 coppers, right? I guess he doesn't need to. He does have a lot of draw.
Yeah, but I don't think the keep consideration is a strong enough reason to keep those.
I thought it was just more like, I guess maybe 2 extra coins matters for being able to buy like platinum or something. I would think you trash him, but he doesn't want to.
Nope.
What's the value of 3 coppers, Chromeridium? Oh, so your opponent can't outbanquet you? I mean, to be fair, if you keep 2, at best the banquet ties you. So 3 is worth 10, 2 is worth 5.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there will be a lot of buys, so if you pile out buying 3 banquets or something.
I guess they could banquet 4 copper to gain 3 at a time.
Yep, you can also do that. I assume Animal Fair will give you another buy here at some point.
These piles are actually going to run real fast all of a sudden. Animal Fair is easy to pile out. And if a second pile empties, all of a sudden you got plus 2 buy per Animal Fair.
Yep.
We got a bunch of low 2-cost piles.
Yeah, and then I think they will have to green really aggressively, or score really aggressively rather, because it will be very easy to empty and score a ton of points doing that.
I think if I'm Nasmith, right now I'm probably thinking about lowering border guards a little bit more. I'd love to be able to, as I say, that he just take another border guard. I would love to empty border guards and then get the +2 by animal fairs.
Oh yeah.
My turn.
Oh yeah. That seems like the direction they are going. So maybe even buying a border guard here over. Well, yeah, that's hard to judge. Now,
Buying a border guard could work. That could guarantee that they activate animal fairs next turn, and guarantees their opponent can't.
yep,
Definitely think border guard is a viable card here.
that
He likes
probably
Swashbuckler border guard colony.
probably sets up a win, right? Although I think I would buy another animal fair here. I don't think you need the colony quite yet, since jdawson is little gain limited.
That's a good point. So maybe Swashbuckler, Animal Fair, Border Guard.
Yeah.
That looks like a big bet to win on the next turn, right?
Yeah, that's my assumption as well. That would be 7 extra buys. Yes,
Yeah.
6 buys, 6 extra buys plus 1.
Yeah, 7 total buys plus 2 gains from Cobbler, and there would be 4 Animal Fairs and no Border Guards left.
Right, and it's easy to trash horses or border guards to animal fair if you don't have enough money to buy them all. So
Yeah, and then he spends his extra buys on like Banquet for Humble Castle or something if he needs a nice lead. And Mike like really likes the early Humble.
oh yeah,
I think buy the Humble Castle in the last turn, piling out at this point. I really like the idea of buying 1 Border Guard here.
Hmm.
I don't know what jdawson does in response to that.
yeah. So trying to keep track of the key points. Supplies is, I think, 4-1 in favor of Nasmith. The goals get the treasure chest gets around every turn, so they both got 2 goals so far. So that's also 5-point swing on the turn when you end it yourself, having the treasure chest. Okay, so now we get some buys. Platinum, Animal Fair, Border Guard, okay. Doesn't feel the need of another swashbuckler.
Needs the money from Platinum, but I mean, it is keep points, if nothing else.
Yeah, but is it really better than Humble Castle?
Humble Castle has slightly more points.
Yeah, and I assume jdawson gets it here via Cobbler.
Yeah,
Since they
jdawson's got to be feeling the pressure now. How do you earn enough points that Nasmith can't pile up next turn? Hard.
Yeah, that's very hard. But I do get a bunch of buys here. Let's see what I do with it.
Bottom card, a fishing village. Awkward card to have to waste a horse on.
Yeah, it's a little sad. But they have the swashbucklers, so they are drawing.
jdawson probably draws anyway. Right.
This time, please play the supplies. Very nice. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah. He's got the Humble Castle. But he need to banquet for it because he's already got the coppers. He could buy Crumbling Castle, get the silver. That's what 5 points from silver, plus 2 points from Crumbling Castle. That's 7 points. So like, buy Crumbling Castle, buy 2 colonies, buy the third buy is.
It's I don't like the full castle thing. I don't think Haunch is gonna do much for you here. Although it does give you an extra gold, which could be relevant. But
So Chromeridian's crumbling is 8 points. I didn't factor in the fact that it also powers up your humble castle by 1.
I think you need the colony here. Even the 20 points seem like quite doable.
I guess the point in favor of jdawson's play here is Nasmith has been cutting it real short on draw. So maybe jdawson just thought, Nasmith has enough that he can pile out and take the points lead kind of no matter what I do. Maybe my shot back in this is cause him to dud.
Yeah.
So maybe he just can't draw enough.
It's certainly risky. Like, if Nasmith doesn't see a win here already, they don't take the border guards.
I guess I would say it this way. If that was jdawson's plan, they should have taken 1 border guard that they could threaten to pile out on their turn.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you're taking the risky play, then you want to leave border guards at 1, so your post can empty them. Now, even if Nasmith does, he just has 1 more shot at it.
Oh well. That's not... jdawson could pile out on the turn even with 1+ buy, right? Unless Nasmith somehow takes the points lead here, which is not quite...
1 plus buy does jdawson have? 3, right?
3 animal fairs, so 4 buys in total.
And he's short by 1. Is there 6 gains left needed?
Alright. Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah, it has only 5 gains, that's true. So, not touching the piles here could be the alternative.
So maybe take another animal fair then could have also worked instead of taking a border guard. That could have also threatened to pile out.
Yep. But that wouldn't give you 2 buys for your animal fairs, because then you can't empty the border guards on with your cobbler. The copper split is 4-0 for jdawson. Or 2-0, sorry. Yeah, Nasmith doesn't have any coppers.
And I assume Nasmith's taken a while at the beginning because they're deciding whether or not to take those last 2 border guards this turn. I thought the answer is probably no. I don't think they have enough to pile out and also score 31 points. But it's possible he calculates it out and decides he can't hit 31.
So banqueting for silver is 10 points. Doing it again is another 10 points. So that would be put up to 30.
How many extra buys will he have? He can empty the border guards, the cobblers. Then he'll have 7 buys.
Yep.
So he needs to be scoring over 10 points per buy with those last 3 buys. I don't see any way to do that.
Wait.
Buying 3 colonies, only averaging 10.
Banquet for silver gives you 10 points, and doing it again gives you another 10 points, so that's already 30.
Then he takes the tie. Does he want the tie here? I think Nasmith would play for a win.
Oh. It's not... Okay, yeah. Right, it's the short.
This is a nice number for jdawson to be at. Because, if he had 1 point less, he quit for a silver twice, colony, only be like 17 coins and very doable.
Oh yes, the chat just pointed out small castle is not a gain, so assuming enough funds, they can empty castles and border guards on their turn.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we got a supplies gain and a silver gain for Nasmith, so definitely not going for it. What also has to be said is now they got the treasure chest back, but they only get the 3rd gold, while jdawson has 4. So there's no scoring there.
This decision to never take another swashbuckler is, I think, starting to hurt. He's not drawing his deck anymore.
Yep. So it doesn't really... Yeah, maybe jdawson doesn't need to win on their turn, although it would, of course, certainly nice.
Yeah, this is all of a sudden looking too good for jdawson. Smith only has one cobbler in play, going into play, so he can't threaten the pile out next turn, and he can't lower the border guard pile to make it viable to one cobbler. Otherwise, J Dawson will do it.
Oh, yeah. So now 2 swashbucklers coming in to mitigate.
This is now J Dawson just has to pile out to win. He do
27.
border guard quadruple castle with his deck.
Yeah, the castle just cost 27. The last border got 2, so 29. That's easily in his deck.
Oh yeah, he's got 10 coffers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's.
Going for it? Looks like he's going for it. All right, we might have a win for J Dawson here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That castle play worked out pretty well after all. The
Yeah.
red castle for the gold.
Yeah, it was very nice indeed.
Oh, is he gonna find his actions?
He needs villages.
Oh, he discard of his fishing village. Yeah, he has at least one fishing village down there.
Yep. That's not it. Yeah, maybe it just never works due to the villages, since you need to play the small castle.
He had 2 fishing villages down there and just didn't find them all.
2 more? I don't think he has 6 fishing villages. I think it might just be all his fishing villages. Didn't take Nasmith the last 4?
There's one more down there. He discarded 2 with border guards.
Okay, so that's
I guess that's still 1 short.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess this small castle thing didn't work after all.
So can you take safely? Can you take 2 castles here safely? The 9 cost 1 will be a lot of points with 4 other greens in play.
Is that better than 2 colonies?
If you want to pile out next turn, yes. But yeah, it will be 8 points and 10 points respectively, so just, yeah, not that.
Yeah,
fewer
so slightly fewer points, but it brings the piles lower.
Yep.
I don't think Nasmith's deck can do, what's that, like 36 points next turn?
Yeah, it's certainly difficult. We just saw another silver gain which is crumbling, so that is an easy swing again.
I was thinking 2 colonies, but I'm starting to come around on the 2 castle buy. You're low in piles to basically nothing. But what you're saying with that, I think, is you're just saying Smith can't do more than 87 points in 1 turn.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's also missing the cobbler, right? So that is quite sad.
Name with H that I can't pronounce in the chat is saying Dawson's about to dud. That could be a major problem, though.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah.
Still,
This is gross.
still has the lantern, so
Okay, so
might find a swashbuckler. But now we need to see what Nasmith does with the 1 cobbler. Whether they go for it with a border guard.
strategic lantern denial is crucial here.
Yeah, and does. Yeah, well, Nasmith is pretty good at Dominion, so he probably tracked the deck for 2000.
That'd be hilarious to me if it calculated out that J Dawson has a border guard in hand and needs the lantern to kick his turn off.
Oh, it takes the lantern here, so this is what peak Dominion looks like. Yeah, just so amazing. But does he have a win? He emptied 2 piles here, so lots of buys. Easy copper and easy silver overtaking. Or, well, silver can't be overtaken. He can just take the lead there. Just gets 2 animal affairs. Yeah. Oh, never mind. The swashbucklers Might find the last one. Not quite. So just 5 buys.
All right, what do you take? You win.
So King's Castle just is 2 points, right?
So King's Castle for the pile out. You have 4 buys to score 36 points.
That's 4 colonies.
37 points.
That doesn't work. Banqueting for silver is 10 points. So 3 colonies and banquet. No, that's also not.
We'll have 31 to work with and 4 buys. Take a colony,
King.
banquet for silver. I don't think you can quite afford King, Triple Colony, Banquet, Silver to respond to our Silverstein. I think he's 2 coins shy of that.
Yep. Can't even King and Triple Colony. So
What's a gold split looking like?
yeah, he's one short. He's
I was gonna say Banquet Gold, but that's not even a thing Banquet can do anyway.
That's not a thing. No.
Yeah.
But 1 gold is worth 5 points, or 2 golds are each worth 5 points. Oh yeah, the coffer situation for J. Dawson, of course, is very nice. So
I guess the dud turn doesn't even matter at this point because Nasmith has emptied the border guard pile for him.
Yes, yeah, you definitely need to go all out with points here. So I assume that's just banqueting twice for sure to gain copper and the silver split in your favor, and then as many colonies as you can.
I mean, if I'm Nasmith, I'm immediately putting all my coffers into play, clicking King's Castle, and clicking like a colony or 2. Any scenario for a win has to involve that.
Does it?
And if he doesn't win this turn, he loses because Dawson will buy that castle for 1,000,000 points. So Nasmith's got to take the King's Castle because he can't pile it otherwise. And then surely at least any win involves a few colonies. By like King's Castle, 2 colonies, and then you start thinking about keep and stuff.
What has to be said in favor of taking the border guard, since that was criticized, he could have drawn the 3rd Animal Fair, and then this might look a little differently. But yeah, the decks aren't as reliable anymore. Does he see a win? Wow.
Got it. 1 point. There we go.
Alright. That is surprising. And great thing that he thought about it a little longer than we did. So 2 colonies, the castle, and the gold for 5 points, and the silver for 5 points, and the 2 coppers for 5 points. So that is, just barely made it there. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's some tough mental math. And when your back's against the wall, you gotta try because you knew you were losing next turn if you didn't.
Yeah. I guess that's why some people don't like those keep games, because it's like, lots of considerations there. It's really hard to see what the opponent can do, but it allowed for a pretty cool game here, I'd say. So now we switch starts, going into Nasmith start, leading 1-0 now. Although there's nothing happening for me, is it just me or are they not?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's 1-0. 1-0 on Nasmith. That was the first game. So yeah, and we also saw all 4 landscapes being used here, so that's pretty cool. That didn't happen in all of my games, but yeah.
That's true, yeah.
It was nice.
It
Double.
was the main trasher. Keep was important for scoring.
Yeah. It has nice 2 synergies. Once we had Goat with Sewers and then Banquet with Keep. So they enabled each other pretty nicely. Does jdawson know they're hosting?
I don't know what the delay is. Alright, here we go.
Okay. So let's look at the board. There's King's Court and there's Draw. There is Werewolf Red is gaining as well. Artifice also gains. This will get explosive.
Oh yeah.
Kinging Displace, Kinging Butcher, Kinging Draw, Kinging Engineer.
Be pretty happy getting an earlier King's Court than normal, because even if you line it up in a hand of no actions, you can just play it as Way of the Rat and get another King's Court off it.
Yep, that seems pretty good.
Steph's idea of Butcher Star Chart. Is that available for both of them?
How crazy are the mint openings here?
Looks like it. Ooh, mint. That.
So they both got their 3 coin with Goat. I would go with Horrible. That is an answer. So
Sure, better than Displace? Yeah, probably. In the opening, the flexibility matters more than the ability to like throw away the victory points. It often takes the Pixie. That's interesting. So what cards are going to be in your deck going into the next turn? Trashed a card, you bought a card, but you also got a curse. But no, you could actually play Butcher turn 3 and turn 4, because you top deck Butcher turn 3 with Star Chart, use Scouting Party to trigger a shuffle, then you're getting that Butcher right back on top of your deck, guaranteed turn 4. Yeah, I really like this Butcher Star Chart thing. You get 2 trashes in 2 turns.
yeah. So here's another opportunity to start chart if they don't want to play the Cursed Gold.
Neither of them took Star Chart. It looks like they both got punished for it. Neither of them found Butcher turn 3.
Yeah.
He just does not look better. I mean, trashing it triggers a shuffle.
So what not? Yeah, that's a nice reverse gift. I assume they will Butcher the Cursed Gold here.
Steph's saying Butcher turn 4 is good. I disagree. I think if you Butcher turn 3, you can see the Butcher again turn 4 guaranteed if you Scouting Party. I'd love to play Butcher both turn 3 and turn 4.
Yeah, that does depend on your income on the turn 3. Like whether you
I
can
think all
get
that would guarantee they Star Charted, right? Because you top deck Butcher turn 3, and you guarantee it's top deck again turn 4, as long as you trigger any amount of shuffle.
Yeah, I think you want to buy something in addition to the Scouting Party. Yeah, but I suppose a Pixie is quite cheap. Or, yeah, I think I even like an Engineer here.
Even Engineer could be fine.
Yeah. So
Ideally Pixie, I think. 4.
Yeah, Nasmith doesn't choose to top deck the Cursed Gold, so treasure in the state over that. Not unreasonable, I don't think. Yeah, top decking Gold is also pretty good, I'd guess. Got an artificer. That is interesting to me.
What's that doing for you here? Guess I can gain pixies?
Yeah, I think you can use your draw a lot better here with butchers and displays.
I'm a big Artificer fan. I'm just seeing why it's super important here.
Oh, that is quite sad. Butcher, indeed, but copper into pixie, I suppose.
I would think copper to pick.
Can buy King's Court, yes, but can they line it up? I suppose they can line it up with Way of the Red.
Yeah, it always lines up with something good.
Ooh.
That's not a bad play, I guess.
But no trashing. Also gets an artificer.
Why? Okay, I don't like that. I thought they were going to trash with the goat at least. Now this deck's real thick. I'm not a fan of how this has gone.
No. Yeah, now Nasmith will see the King's Court here. Maybe just King the Artificer, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness me. This is this is looking bad.
Coach Way of the Red, the Artificer 3 times.
If I found my Butcher early, I would strongly consider ratting the Artificer. Even now you can do it.
You can. I like the mint plan.
Oh yeah. Mint here would be very nice.
Although,
like a 5-card hand.
Like, how many treasures do you want to keep for red stuff?
You can keep 0 and regain treasures with Artificer for free if you want.
Oh, that's true. So it could trash the gold into something and then minting.
The pixie seems fine if you're planning to mint anyway.
Yeah, if you don't mint, I think you will trash a copper here and get King's Court.
Mint could also be butchered into another King's Court for next turn, and you get to King's Court, King's Court.
That is true. So
Nasmith agrees with Truffles, looks like.
Yeah, are you really doing Artificer stuff? I think you prefer like display stuff over that. That seems not.
I like displays as my main payload.
Yeah.
Artificer Puka is actually an interesting interaction. I don't know that it's worth it, but Artificer can gain you copper straight to the top of your deck to draw and then trash with Puka.
Yeah.
And that draws you a bunch of cards to discard more with Artificer. That'd be a pretty funny deck to build.
Unfortunately, there's Patrol right next to it, so it makes it a little worse, the interaction. Since
can dream.
Draw about the same. But I've used that before, Artificer Puka as draw. It works, kind of. So do we have overdraw here? We do not, do we?
Not quite. He could have overdrawn if he'd top-decked a Pixie with the second Artificer play. I'd like to do it now. The third play. That still probably doesn't quite overdraw unless you find your Will-O-Wisp early.
Yeah, like writing the King's Court here. And then I'm for sure buying this place. I would think, although this is really gonna get quite complicated.
Ratting the Butcher is interesting. Time Patrol? Okay.
Yeah, this certainly looks like a nice deck. Now he does have some overdraw, indeed.
I could see, even if you want displays, I could see an argument for just not getting it yet because you can gain it mid-turn. You don't need it to the end of your turn anyway.
That is true. So
the double butcher play makes me think maybe Nasmith's just planning on king with butcher.
Yeah, like the 3-0 Kingscourt split is very damning. I don't know if there's a way to get out of that hole.
And Brooks is postulating that Nasmith can pile out already. What does that look like? Is it easy? Bushes and estates? Maybe butchers are easier than that. I guess with Way the Rat, you could pile out Pixies, Butchers, maybe Kingscourts.
Fricky, you can be 10 turns ahead if you do more than one turn worth of gaining or doing stuff with your deck.
If your opponent's on turn 7 and you're already on turn 17, that'd be 2 turns ahead. Alternatively, maybe your opponent did something so bad that they're 3 turns behind. You bought 3 estates.
That's true. So now there's the first Kingscourt, but there are a lot of coppers, estates, and curses in jdawson's deck, so...
Oh, so Dan's looking for a Kingscourt troll loop. I counted that out. I'm just going to trust they're right in saying you could loop Kingscourt and patrol.
Yeah.
You discard troll, Kingscourt.
Yeah, I can certainly believe that. So... the chain is stopped already? No, right? It's 2 Kingscourt, 2...
I don't think he has any more Kingscourt plays coming in. Let's see.
One more, I'd say. There's only Patrol and Wisp in there? Or it's just something that got out of play?
I mean, he can restart it here because he has Kingscourt, Kingscourt, Patrol.
That's true. Can discard 3 cards. Is it win in hand, or like the hand allows you to win drawing 100 more cards? I think it's the latter. But yeah, definitely going.
Yeah, like there's a deterministic path to a pile out here.
Yeah.
J. Dawson, now's your cue.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't know. Is it a Kanye resign if it just happens 5 minutes before the game actually ends? And yeah, so the patrols and Kingscourts will be empty, and then the Pixies are already gone, basically. And yeah, you can... It's already ahead in
Kingscourt
points.
runs, you can just butcher for the last few, I would think. Yeah, that. Nice looking play area. It's like 80% rats.
Yeah, that's great. Although the Kingscourt is a little misleading, right? Because the patrols
Yeah.
drew a bit, and I guess being the way is the dominant way to play a card. Since
Right.
that gets shown.
Just Kingscourt the butcher and you got it.
Yep. Right. Like, what is... I guess how many piles could be emptied, like, at the same time? Is it 4 pile, 5 pile?
I could see eking out a butcher pile here as well if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
The log is just getting massacred by this chain of Kingscourts.
this is... So, okay, use the artificial gains, and now in a state for negative 2 points. Nope. Not happening. But yeah, that was a turn. So...
Turn 8, already over.
Pretty crazy board. With way up the red and lots of king's cards. So back to jdawson's start. This looks a lot less explosive.
Ooh, 5-2 would be nice here, which Nasmith has. I like the page count opening.
Oh yeah, that is rough.
What does jdawson do about that? 4-3 looks so much worse.
Yeah.
Even 3-4, you could consider maybe like buy Guardian to open with count, just to have a much sadder count start. 4-3 is like least options.
Yeah, you want to trash with count, so you... Like page silver looks... sounds like quite sad. So...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. Hold page and just take the silvers in a second.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I
Maybe...
don't know what I'm doing on 3-4.
Maybe Nasmith makes it interesting and opens contraband instead of count. But yeah, that's looks like one of the tougher openings to come back from.
Yeah, so Mort's asking how capitalism works. Basically, during your buy phase, you can pay treasures. The main benefit of that is it doesn't cost an action, because treasures don't cost an action to spend or to play.
Yeah.
And the drawback is a lot of things that you put in your buy phase are not very helpful. Like if you draw a card, if you draw any action cards, play them.
Yeah. I suppose the count is quite nice to play at the end, like that's an additional benefit. Like, you don't have to discard your treasures if you play the count as the very last card after having played
True.
all your treasures. But yeah, like you don't need the actions on a champion board, so I don't think they will get capitalism.
Yeah.
Here.
Capitalism is very hit or miss. Sometimes it's just like game defining. Sometimes it's totally relevant. There's cases where it can matter here, but I imagine it just doesn't get bought.
Yep. So at least no page misses. But no 5 here for jdawson on either hand.
I was kind of hoping Nasmith's page would miss to at least give jdawson a fighting chance after the 2-5 opening.
Yep, but this looks really good. 2 count trashes by turn 5. Ooh, capitalism does let you gain count with hero, so that is a good point.
Oh, that's a curious thing. Are things worth gaining here?
Maybe,
Honestly, in this game, gaining platinum seems quite fine to me.
maybe you wanna gain a bunch of silvers with treasure hunter and trash them for 2 points and count. Oh, freaky, yeah. That's you play IGGs and then trash the coppers. So if there was weak scoring, that could actually be relevant. But yeah, we got colonies and other stuff. So the count bottom decks here, so that's a little sad.
At this point, what's Nasmith buying? I don't know. Count bottom decking means you only hit 5 instead of like 6 or 7. Are you gonna buy a 6-cost card?
Yeah, one thing quick to note is that you can play treasure hunter just as a mule. You don't gain any silvers. The rest of the text is the same, and you can still exchange it because the exchange part is below the line. So that is a nice play if you don't want any silvers.
I'm a big fan of the play your travelers as ways to avoid the normal effect.
Yeah, it's certainly nice. And they bought a pawn, so assume that's the plus buy. They want.
Andres in the chat is considering contraband. I I could see contraband into triumph maybe potentially mattering. If you gain some contraband with your hero in the final turn, and they shut off all your buys by denying you cards, but they can't name triumph. Then you just spend all your contraband buys buying triumphs. That's a scenario I can envision where triumph or contraband might matter. In general, contraband's a pretty weak card. How are you scoring here? I kind of agree with the thing I think Dan Brooks was saying a second ago, which is just build for a while. There's so many points around.
So now, Nasmith has a very small deck.
This is true.
So maybe keeping the hero for a bit here, but
My display, I think, is a bug. Refresh this.
so jdawson hitting 6 here, but no warriors inside. So that's sad. Capitalism for jdawson. I don't quite see that.
Yeah.
Suppose you can play warrior and count here. Ooh, does Nasmith have to worry about any of their cards getting trashed? The menagerie here could potentially go down, but
Well, so if Nasmith takes fewer than 2 cards here, it won't even be a discard pile for the warrior to trash into.
Yeah. So the hero gains 1 for sure. I guess not for sure. You could play it as a mule, but I think you want to gain a treasure here.
I think there's a chance that he'll probably gain 2 cards, and then there's a chance Menagerie gets trashed.
Yeah, but ooh, villain. That is a card. I don't think there's that much
Villain.
merit to it here.
I don't understand why he needs villain. Maybe he just values the attack a bit. I'm not sure.
No.
He's definitely winning.
So now 2 card trash, which is of course quite sad compared to what.
On top of everything else, Nathan is even ahead in points because he's trashed 12 cards.
Yep. Okay. See, the villain does attack.
Discards his silver, which I guess kind of matters. Not even, it discards it in a state.
Yeah.
Matters.
Yeah.
That is correct. Capitalism could cause your bandit to trash all sorts of random stuff. Capitalism pirate ship actually makes pirate ship pretty playable.
It, yeah, kind of does. Yeah, where do you go from here, Nasmith? Do you get the page here to get another hero, or?
I definitely see some value in more pages. Another hero is nice. Even some more warriors are not bad. Is that the highest priority? I'm not sure exactly what else you're getting.
Apparently a copper.
Probably another plus buy source. That's the trade route. A little harder to use than pawn. It doesn't draw anything, but I mean he's at no risk of not drawing. And it'll get you tomb points, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I don't. It feels hard to see whether the tomb points should matter here at any any potential game since there's so much higher scoring things?
I don't know that it's super important. Decent number of points with Tomb if you're playing like a number of counts and a number of trade routes anyway for your plus buy sources.
That's true, but yeah, pawn is essentially a cantrip and a buy. So I'm struggling to see how the trade route is better than that, but
what if trade route ends up being your main payload?
Yeah, that
trade route actually jives with Menagerie Draw better than like Platinum does.
So you just buy like one green card each, and then
go to town on who's like for copper, then trade route it away.
Yeah, I think blaming account opening is very reasonable. The villain continues to be just okay. So we have 3 buys here, potentially 13 coins. More draw, more buy, more pages. Interesting. So I assume it means more heroes in the end, essentially. It would be really fun if they went for the IGG count trashing triumph strategy.
IGG is a lot of gain. You know, like the IGG count trade route stuff gains you tons of cards and would score huge numbers in triumph points.
Yep, and you can trash. Yeah, once you have capitalism, you can trash the coppers on the same turn with count. Just gain them and trash them. I don't think Treasure Hunter is the way to triumph here. KGZ. Yeah, this will be another sad trash for jdawson. So at this point you could, you really have to think like, do you trust Nasmith to end this game in a proper way? And I think the answer is yes, a lot of the time. But I wouldn't.
Can just keep building forever.
Yep, that is for sure. It's 3 pages, wow. She's going for the hero monopoly, or the warrior monopoly.
A 4th one? Like a whole short story. Honestly, all parts of the page line kind of have value here. You know, heroes or treasure hunters can be useful with trade route, tomb, and triumph around, and warriors got the draw.
Yeah. So this is another very sad turn compared to what we just saw. By the gold. I don't think you buy a gold here.
Gold buy. What is his plan? I got nothing. My gold just doesn't make sense to me. Truffles' this question. Snowy Village shuts off Champion because Champion gives the actions one at a time each time you play an action. And so if Snowy Village is in play, Champion just stops giving action. That being said, with Champion and Snowy Village around, you've probably already got a ton of actions, plus 4 more from Snowy Village. I feel like it's rarely a concern, even in situations where they both come up.
So what do we got here? 5 buys and 13 plus 8 coin.
Yeah, as Nasmith, I want some more buys, so probably some combination of pawn or more trade routes even.
So they kept a treasure hunter last turn, right? So they are going for 5 treasure hunters, I guess?
I don't know.
Oof, that's... Okay, so what does the villain do here? I suppose jdawson still doesn't have the champion, but...
jdawson does have capitalism, so they have one advantage over Nasmith.
They do. But still gains platinum and no...
Wait, did I have this back? No. Guys. Oh, our solo seems to be a joke. I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, capitalism does still offer you some things here that champion doesn't.
Yeah, like Dawson's hero gain a trade route. Nasmith cannot.
Yep. Also, jdawson doesn't seem to go for champion. They didn't exchange. So they...
A crucial misplay by Nasmith in the warrior and trashing jdawson silver, getting him a tomb point.
Oh.
jdawson's back in this.
Scoring for your opponent always. The worst. Does Nasmith know that villain only attacks once? Or what happened? Why?
His villain is payload that works with menagerie, and that could be a reason to get multiples.
I guess. Like... It does count for... Oh, so there we go.
Alright, I like that play from jdawson there. That was a good move.
Yep, that seemed a reasonable way to get out of that game. And probably not many more successful.
Game 1 was really close. Game 2, less so. Let's hope we see another game 1 type game.
Yep. So this is already match point for Nasmith on their start.
Oh goodness, so we've got Horn of Plenty and a draw to X down.
Do you?
Horn of Plenty and Archive instead?
Could archive, but yeah, Milker's Village is quite nice, right?
See, is there plus buy? Yeah, we got plus buy with Sanctuary. I mean, you could do village stuff. Fair is also plus buy. I like Horn of Plenty a lot. I think I'd still try to build the Horn of Plenty deck, and that probably mostly means Archive and Horn of Plenty. Bargains around, so even with 3-4 split, you could get a 5 cost. Village, no, it's only up to 5. Yeah, Sanctuary sounds like a real strong open to me. I think on 5-2 you just take Sanctuary. On 4-3 you probably do Bargain for Sanctuary and then Silver.
Ooh, that's a mill.
He likes Watchtower. That makes sense to me as well. Sanctuary Watchtower. I don't like the mill as much.
Yes, it definitely seems like going for the draw to X version of the draw.
Even even if that's what you're aiming for, surely you want to get the estates and coppers out of your way first, right? Like they're still pretty bad for a draw X deck.
Certainly,
I would
yeah.
think. I would think you really want a sanctuary here ASAP.
Yeah. You could play the Watchtower as way of the sheep here. I'd still have to bargain for a sanctuary, but that is exactly what is.
Yeah, I am not liking Nasmith Open here. I have to bargain anyway to get their sanctuary. What's the value of And they're playing the Watchtower, the Terminal Silver.
Yeah. Maybe on the very high draw of drawing mill Watchtower on turn 3, that opening shines a little more. Yeah. So I do remember a Sanctuary Horn of Plenty game in this tournament before, and we were discussing the second Sanctuary, and this time we will see at least Nasmith going for that.
So there's the question of should J.Dawson have taken a second Sanctuary? They got a mill, which could have been bargained for a second Sanctuary. I still think that's probably better. Sanctuary is only trashing. It's not super fast to trash because it's one at a time. I think 2 Sanctuary seems good to me here.
Yeah, and the buy is probably also not the worst. But they got a Changeling, so that might turn into a Sanctuary here, I would guess.
Is Changeling better than Horse? I'm going to say not in a deck that only has 1 5-cost card.
Yeah.
Sanctuary, though, so I guess it worked out.
I wouldn't worry too much about the negative 4 points from Wolf then. The Horn of Plenty stuff can get quite explosive, so you might just score a lot of points on your last turn.
Also have surplus plus buy coming in from Sanctuary. So you can buy a curse in your last turn to mitigate the Wolfton effect a little bit.
Yep.
A curse is still bad in its own right. I don't want another curse in my deck.
So that's interesting. Doesn't want the border village, which makes sense. Don't have very many terminals.
Still has some value for the Watchtower, but I can see the Changeling being more useful here.
And not hitting 5 here seems quite sad.
Yeah, yes it does.
So what were some play order issues? Apparently. Okay, so Nasmith also wants a Changeling over the Horse. But yeah, I think their deck is already a lot more functional. They will draw. Yeah.
Now we see if he goes into Horn of Plenty, sticks with the draw X thing. Probably adding him this turn.
Yeah, I assume you go for the Horn.
Border Village Horn. Maybe you turn the Border Village into another Changeling.
Yep.
He can get 2 horns here, because he can Changeling for Border Village and a horn off of the second Border Village.
Yeah, I might want another card that supports my draw, since there seem to be quite a few unexiled starting cards.
Nasmith has a mill on top, right?
Yep.
If he finds 1 Curse Village, he should be able to draw, I think. You discard the coppers.
Yeah, that would be a deal. Of course.
He wants 3rd Sanctuary. That seems excessive to me.
Yeah.
Well, six of them. So third sanctuary means you get the coppers out in 2 turns instead of 3. You also got mill around. Okay with this lead. That's true.
So there's on the cursed village.
Third cursed village. That's interesting. Okay, so he does get a horn.
Okay, and then fairly good draw for both of them to start their turns. So yeah, as long as you play 2 sanctuaries each turn, I would guess they will be fine and clean quite soon. So now jdawson, I think, definitely has to add the horn. Does it? So went for a lot of money here, so maybe horn and just buying a changeling? Or I don't know exactly what the play.
Yeah, I like Border Village Horn Changeling. And you want to keep the Border Village around now, because Border Village is an excellent target for those changelings.
Yeah, that seems about right. Also adding 2 changelings and a horn could make your next hand a lot sadder than this one.
That's true. He's turned his horn into a changeling.
Yeah, that's not the play.
Oh, well. He does get rid of the Border Village.
Okay, but gets the watchtower with it, so... So yeah, this is drawing deck. Might have even played a cursed village as sheep there, I think.
That makes sense. You could do either of them as sheep, right? Because you're probably going to draw the other one?
Yeah.
Maybe something could be said for keeping the watchtower to top deck stuff. But what else has he got up there? I don't even know what the rest of his deck is. He probably knows. Huh.
Yeah, so... Does not hit 5. Oh well, you could still play watchtowers with the sheep. But has the 2 changelings in hand.
What's that last card? Is it just another copper up top? I think so. Oh, no. It's 2 coppers in hand, 2 coppers in discard, 3 coppers in exile. It's not a copper. Second mill. It's 2-1 for jdawson on mills.
Yeah, yeah, border village could be the...
Maybe it's his border village on top.
So gains on the border village. Yeah, you would have preferred to, like, play the second cursed village as a sheep and then draw with it.
I think the idea here is
Yes.
tower is sheep first. He would have drawn the border village. He plays the cursed village first. He either draws the border village and then can draw one to get the copper, or he sees the copper and knows he can keep the border village top decked. Not that it's. I don't think having the border village top deck doesn't seem super important to me or anything, but I guess it's marginally better than nothing.
That is true. Although it would have provided 2 coins on the turn.
If you were a cursed village or something, I'd be trying hard to keep it on the top of the deck.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is a very dead turn.
If only that changeling were a border villager.
That would have been quite good. Yes, indeed. So we see mills quite low. Changeling also basically gone.
Yeah, we're getting into pilot territory real soon.
Yeah. Probably on Nasmith next turn there will be a possibility.
That seems realistic.
I don't know if there's any danger.
One. So Nasmith has probably enough money to buy Chris Village and Mill or something. Yeah, I don't think he has to worry about a pilot from J. Dawson. So he gets set up to win next turn.
Is this a win?
I don't think he can win this turn. No, he can't get horns and maybe. Let's see. He has 3 gain. I don't think it's a win.
No. Can't redraw.
But it's definitely enough to secure a win next turn. Decent draw.
On your last turn, you can probably bargain for something and score your opponent -3 points. Doing so.
That's true. It's a cheeky use of bargain.
Yeah, and if the changelings are empty, that they can't be exchanged. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing a third pile here.
Let's see.
Curse Village, I suppose, would be the one, but that's also kind of risky because that can.
You can buy mill, buy changeling, and the other 2 mills off of Horns of Plenty, and then you can empty 3 Chris Villages with your changelings. But I'm not seeing the last gain there.
Freaky is 1 point short, 1 coin short. But it wouldn't be the first time today that Nasmith surprised us with a pile out. Yeah, that looks more like winning next turn. Although I don't really see what the archive does for you.
Archive's a card that's going to be useful in like 2 or 3 turns.
It's unique, that's true. But like how many uniques do you stash away in your archive and can't access them? Ooh, so they want buys. They have 5 buys now. Playing all the sanctuaries.
Turn you play it, but it draws the next turn.
So this turn looks quite good for J. Dawson, but the gaining is quite limited, I think. Found 1 horn so far.
So what if J. Dawson gets greedy and aims for a pilot here? Could he have it?
He certainly needs to.
Does he have a sequence of buys gets J. Dawson in position to win next turn? Like 3 mills or something?
Well, Border Village Horn of Plenty is a good start. Border Village will be an extra unique.
like going all in, but maybe it works.
Yep, that is...
Okay, yeah, now J. Dawson, I think if he draws, can empty border villages and mills.
And that is
Oh my
actually
goodness!
the end
Ah,
of the line.
this
So
is actually gonna be a win.
yeah, those changelings really punish. Nasmith here. So this looks like gaining 3 border villages with the mills. Seemed pretty easy. Needs one more scoring mechanism.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where J. Dawson is at right now with Wolfden. What cards he needs to double up on.
It looks like he has one unique, which is the curse. So I assume the curse just wins. Like gaining 3 border villages with 2 mills and a curse, I think wins.
Sounds right.
Since yeah. He stayed right. Also works since state's not an extra unique since they are on the exile.
Dawson, you play the border villages first. Probably discard with mill to get a good watchtower draw.
Yeah, the duchy would be quite funny.
That'd be quite a mistake.
Finish. Can't undo the game's ended, at least officially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You bargain for duchy? You can't. That'd be a funny way to score 3 points off of duchy is bargaining for duchy. But it is not a non-victory card.
yeah, unfortunately not.
This looks like a good enough hand for J. Dawson.
Yes, that's very good.
Yeah, he's got it. I don't like that play order. Could have discarded 2 coppers to mill or 2 coppers to think. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why did he discard the Horns of Plenty? I'm so confused.
Very confident in his ability to redraw them. But
Is he
yeah.
guaranteed to draw back? I guess he is. Maybe he just has that much knowledge of his deck's contents. I don't see any need to do that. You just need to find 3 horns.
Yep, so that's like way more than needed. So I will assume they see the pile out.
All you were trying to do was find 3 horns. There wasn't, I think, any good reason to discard and draw back to them. But this all works in the end.
Gains a duchy. Scary, but works. Okay. Maximizing the points here, but no stage, so not quite.
He should have bought a curse if he wanted to maximize the point.
Yeah, bargain focus.
Oh yeah, bargaining curse is the strongest, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe bargaining for Cursed Village could have messed that things up. I don't know. Probably not.
Bargain for curse would have been a real nice ending to that game. Oh, this Hunting Ground Squire draw. Doctor for trashing, or research or salvager.
Yep. There's also silos, which is nice with the research salvager trashing family.
That's true.
And also
How do we open? 4-3, I think I would do Doctor Stockpile, and 3-4 Research Stockpile.
Mm, yeah, stockpile to hit hunting grounds early, or
Good card in general. I don't know exactly what I want to buy with it yet. I've an Enchantress over a stockpile if you wanted to draw. Like in research Enchantress would be alright.
yeah, seems like pretty good. Also, Enchantress could hurt quite a bit early, not being able to play a treasure.
Yeah.
Goes for the stockpile.
Risky card. You get a real good trash off, and you can have a huge lead. Um,
Ooh, wow, that is.
What is named Copper or Copper? I mean, but, oh, wow.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a high roll approach to naming Doctor
He had
Crack.
4 coppers and 2 estates down there, and named estate. And
Found the states. Did Open Nasmith, did Nasmith open Patron? Oh yeah, so that means Doctor now, right? Okay.
yeah, so Naismith's going for a big doctor overpay.
Yeah, it works.
Trash 2 estates and a copper.
2 coppers even. So
You're right.
do we kill the last estate here, or?
I still think I would name Copper, right? There's a bunch of coppers down there.
Yeah, but he bought Silos last turn, so.
Oh, that's a good point. I
that-
didn't put that. All right, you're right. Name estate.
That's what. That's probably why he wanted to trash these states over that. And he has a 60% chance to get the last one, but yeah, Corpus are certainly, I think, a good name.
Silos will make trashing the coppers later with Doctor pretty easy.
Yep, that is also true. The remaining estate will be hard to track down though, so might want to salvage or research for that.
Salvager at some point makes sense anyway, because I mean, you trash it with Doctor, or you trash the Doctor with it, and then it's not even taking up any more space than the Doctor was.
Yep, I agree with that. So here we get 2 copper trash, I would think.
It's 1 in Naismith's favor.
Um, 3-1 in Nasmith's favor.
3-1? Oh,
Yes.
I can't count.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for misleading you, Brandenburg.
two very dominant games that Naismith won after a very close short first one. This one looks quite competitive as well. Naismith, jdawson having the hunting grounds first here. Needs to find a squire here though. To have a very good turn.
I'm decking Squire would hurt.
Where's the gamble? Well, jdawson was did some doctor gambling earlier, maybe. I don't know if it's
True. Yeah, they took a real gamble and it paid off.
Yeah, doesn't synergize that well with the stockpile, but it was a gamble nonetheless. Okay, so you just draw here with hunting. Well, you could also play the enchantress, I suppose.
I don't. What do you do?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. To use Way of the
I like
Frog.
PhD.
Interesting.
How are they doing our stockpiles?
4-3, right? Stockpile.
You're
Split.
right. Looks like Jay is up 4-3 on him.
Yep. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. I think jdawson needs a second squire, but maybe it's fine to get it this turn. Ooh, that's an interesting play. So Nasmith just took the remaining stockpiles.
I think stockpile denial is often a good play.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
They're denying Jay Dawson the ability to gain 5 stockpiles this turn.
Yeah. I see it happening more often when there are 2 stockpiles left, but 3 certainly seems reasonable. They are a good card in your deck at the moment.
I think Hunting Grounds was the right card to pick there.
So what do you do here?
Oh, I'm thinking about how do I get Payload back into my deck. Maybe that involves like a Kiln and a Gold, or a Kiln and a Patron. Hey, look at that. Kiln Gold. I like that. Get yourself a bunch of golds real fast.
Yeah, that looked good. Nasmith turn, not so much. Although, I suppose he drew a lot of his stockpile, so maybe that's the best he could hope for.
I was hoping to kill more like Reveal Patron or something. Do we have any patron synergies here? Doctor work.
Doctor works, the rest not that much.
That's it. Having villagers around with hunting grounds does seem like a good thing to do for deck reliability.
Yep, especially if your villagers aren't drawing your other ones. Besides patron. So this is really a decisive moment for Nasmith's deck. Now that almost all the stockpiles will go out of your deck.
Yeah, agreed. So now Nasmith faces a similar proposition.
Yep. But without a squire, without a hunting grounds, it's also hard.
The same.
Yeah, it's very hard to just get Kiln Gold and hope they collide.
You can afford own patron hunting grounds.
But you need a squire, right? Or do you just play hunting grounds as a tumbler?
More squires, maybe? Maybe just a patron. Yeah, the lack of kiln is a little surprising. And I guess to be fair, he doesn't really have, I think, as much deck control. And so he might struggle to line the kiln up effectively with cards. And he doesn't yet have any treasures that he could kiln. Surely he'll get a kiln next turn, though, I think.
Yeah, that seems to be expected. Now can jdawson draw the deck, or most of the parts they care about?
Does Jay Dawson do you just kiln the hunting grounds here? You kiln the gold? Does he have a squire down there?
Oh yeah,
He does. So he should draw.
does want to draw. Oh yeah, that's kind of sweet. No enchantress plate, that's I think a little sad.
Ravager seems alright. Need the plus buy, and you got a few more things to trash.
That is true. Nasmith doesn't draw here.
That is a lot of terminals.
So this looks like hunting ground square to me, or
that sounds good. Well, Nasmith could consider adding a gold to his deck to the kiln target. Because he can get more hunting grounds off of his... Oh, he doesn't even have a kiln yet. What am I talking about? What does Nasmith need? Hunting ground squire is definitely a candidate. The other thing I'm thinking about is getting a kiln soon.
yeah, he needs quite a bit of things. So
Yeah.
what do you get first? Maybe you have to take some gambles here, and not buy that much draw, but that's exactly what they are going for. So
J. Dawson desperately needs more squires and doesn't find his only plus buy.
yeah, it's
I'm not even sure you want to put that hunting grounds on top. Squire's not coming up. Well, apparently it is. Did I miss something?
you missed the second squire they bought last turn.
Oh, he has 2 squires. Okay, fair enough. That's my bad.
Oh yeah, frogging the
Even
dog.
more?
It's really interesting that Nasmith frogged the doctor to use it against the enchantress attack, or use it to mitigate the attack. That is, yeah,
That'd be a nice play, yeah.
quite good. Here, I think you top deck the hunting grounds and then play your terminals.
The unfortunate kiln's effect isn't a while in play effect like Hagler's is. Otherwise, kiln would be a great counter to enchantress.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's not make it any
That's
better.
a stronger card in general. Here, but it's only alright.
Oh yeah, maybe Steph knows more than we do.
A big kiln fan?
Apparently.
No idea. Worse than Hagler.
This is the second worst card in the set. That's
Maybe. Gatekeeper's worse. Cardinal is another contender.
yeah, more like Slay. Well, that
I've been a fan of Slay lately. Slay's not the best card in Menagerie, but it's fun. I'd have to
Yeah,
consider
probably.
Kiln on Squire here. This might even be the best play, because that's the card you most need to get more of.
Yeah, I don't think you need another hunting grounds just here. Probably then.
He also just wants all the terminals.
Okay, Salvager. I'm confused. Does he want a duchy here?
Salvage is the card he needs more of.
That's. I don't know why you stop here.
This is going over my head. I'm not really sure what he is thinking. It looks like everyone else is as confused as we are.
Yeah. I don't know why you want to stop there.
You want a duchy. Don't you want a hunting grounds?
Yeah, it seems
Don't
like
you want more squires? There's so many questions.
So yeah, maybe he thought just about kicking off and knew there was a squire down there, so top decking your hunting grounds at least draws you a bunch of cards. But yeah. Like drawing is good, so why not draw your deck if you can? Then
Still pretty heavily over terminal, I think.
yep, certainly true. So they both have 2 savages now. So how close are we to pile out? Like trashing hunting grounds to salvage gaining 6 estates with that?
Last estate will be free with Triumph.
Oh yeah.
And if I'm looking for an early pile out, I feel like I really want extra squires because I need all that plus buy.
See, maybe thinking about winning here. Doesn't look like quite in hand, since 400 grounds is quite expensive. I guess squires and estates could be a pile out. Does it
Let's
work?
see. Actually, I haven't been counting. So Nasmith, he has enough actions to play one of the squires for plus buy. Right, so squire for plus action, trash both hunting ground, for plus buy. He has 5 buys. Oh, 15 money.
Yeah, he needs 6 spies.
Yeah, he is short on buy.
Yeah, 1 buy or 1 action. That's true.
Maybe that's why jdawson didn't take more squires, was because he knew this pilot was coming.
What is the hunting ground situation? Like this drawing? Could this help find a win?
If I don't think Nasmith has good enough stuff in his deck that if he draws one, he'll have a win.
How's this a buy shot? It's a buy shot that you can't buy 4 squires in a state and triumph.
Getting freaky, you just miscount.
So. Oh, wait.
Run for it.
Is there a duchy pile out?
Ah, yes, the old estate half pile out. Maybe he's just planning to take a big enough points lead that he can pile out later. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's. That is a lot of points, wow. Yeah, okay, so you don't need to pile out if you have a full.
And now he's just got a few turns to empty squires. This seems fine.
Yeah. That's very nice. Like 5 triumphs and all these dates, yeah, that's pretty strong. And yeah, hard to see your way back in here, but that's
Yeah, denying triumph is big.
yeah.
They also can take all those seller points.
Oh yeah. All the seller points. So if Nasmith trashes the patron here, they could be debt free already.
Or if he trashes an estate and plays the patron.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's the same on coin. True.
That gets you a villager, which is probably more valuable than the point.
Yep, that makes sense. It's like both lines probably work, but that one, having the villager certainly seems nicer.
Then again, does he even have hunting grounds left? Maybe he doesn't even need the
There's 1 hunting grounds left, yeah. So here could be another duchy and 2 squires or something.
Yeah. I think I would just trash the hunting grounds if I were in his shoes.
Yeah. Seems fine.
Oh, Enchantress coming in. That's a good point. I guess you can't trash it. So then I guess you let the salvager get enchanted, and then play the hunting grounds.
Hmm. I think the other way around for me. Trying to hit like 4 and 2 buys or something.
I guess the other way guarantees you hit at least 2 and can take 1 squire. That's the thing I thought of a second ago, and Steph has pointed out via question that Enchantress exists.
Yep, and
will make that difficult.
He won't draw another Salvager, he won't draw another Hunting Grounds, so yeah, that won't work.
Oh, here's an idea. If you're getting enchanted, you could play one as a pig. Not as a pig, sorry, as a frog, because that supersedes it.
So yeah, we're at 26 points, I assume.
Getting close, and Nasmith deck has been kind of destroyed.
Yeah, but you are pretty stucky. It's not like you can do anything here besides emptying the piles real quick. So, of course, you could top deck both cards, right? And hoping that you draw any of those.
Now we got something.
I'm not convinced that that was the play. But having drawn with Hunting Grounds here, I think I play the Enchantress. After Patron, of course.
Yes, you can. Well, actually, if you play the Patron, you know you have a Salvator coming up. You leave the Villager. You can salvage 2 things next turn. I think that guarantees the win.
Yeah. Do you draw those 2?
Also looks like I was wrong to say Salvador is coming up. I thought he had another one.
Yeah, it wasn't this card. It was like the very first hand of that shuffle.
Ah. Dawson win here.
So
I don't think their deck does that much, but maybe.
Gaining 1 seller would be 28, and then you just need 3 provinces.
He doesn't have enough buys to do 8 sellers.
Yeah, that seems hard with all the green that is already in the deck. And 8.
I would still be a little short on points.
Yep, that's true as well.
I think it's time for J. Dawson here. Seller. That's nice. Shuffle. He triggers the shuffle. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's potentially dangerous.
I don't. So now he doesn't have a seller down there, I don't think. Because I think he just drew the seller he gained. So he should now discard a bunch this hand for next turn. Oh, he did have another seller down there. I guess it was all right then. He could have just left that.
So, do you just double province here?
That
would cost.
What do you trash to get there? Trash the duchy to double province?
Yeah. Salvage the state by province plus something. Suppose could be another.
You could buy province. Is there any value in fact buying hunting ground over just duchy? I don't know. I make it in time. Maybe if Nasmith has one more dud turn.
Which isn't that unlikely with that starting hand, although it will draw a few more cards. Okay, so there's the Salvager.
Wire. Oh shoot! So jdawson has a dud. But I guess it doesn't matter because it looks like Nasmith also has a win. Or does he?
No, where's the win?
Cat seems to think there's a win. I'm not seeing the buys.
Doesn't. Yeah. Either the buys or the coins are short.
Yeah, if he plays Squire for plus buy, he can only get 3 coins. If he plays Squire for plus action, he can get 6 coins, but only 2 buys.
Okay, so yeah, that's a very sad hand here. Like, yeah, 9 points only was quite doable for the deck, but not this turn. So with the patron top deck, it is all but guaranteed.
Yeah, this one ended up being really close, down to the wire.
Yeah, it proved to be an entertaining match for sure. And we can congratulate Nasmith99 for making it to the finals against Mixinoc. A rematch of the league championship, actually. So,
Yeah, sure enough.
yeah, that's very nice that the very skilled people can consistently play that well, that they meet in the finals again. Thank you all for watching. And
Commentating with you again.
yeah, thanks to you too, Janels. And we'll
Around.
see you